Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's undergraduate information session, which will be hosted by Ms. Anju Deoskar, Director of Admissions and Outreach UG at Flame University. A dedicated educator with over 20 years of experience and a strong background in both teaching and administrative roles, Anju Deoskar hails from a family with a rich tradition of three generations serving in the armed forces. She has contributed significantly in the field of education, having taught in renowned IB schools such as the International School Bangalore and Indus International School. She has garnered a wealth of knowledge and experience. She firmly believes in the transformative power of creativity, critical thinking, and innovation in preparing students for the challenges of our ever changing world. Her extensive experience in education has equipped her with the valuable insights in both pedagogy and administration. This session is designed to provide valuable information about our undergraduate program as well as campus life and the application process. During the session, you will have the opportunity to learn about our UG program structure, and the pedagogy at Flame University. Additionally, you can get answers to all of your admission related queries from Ms. Deoskar. Now over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, I think you're still on mute.
Yes, a very, very good evening to everybody. And thank you so much, Archit, for this introduction. And yes, we saw those messages. I think while sharing the video, audio was not enabled or something. So apologies for that. We'll share the video link. You can absolutely watch it on the YouTube. So Archit, if you can just post the link of the video and maybe, the guests who are here can watch it later. So the reason we are doing this session today is that, we have to make an announcement very soon that our applications for the 2024 intake are now open, are going to be very, very soon open. And without wasting anyone's time, I'm going to start sharing my screen and we'll talk about all the program about the academic program that we offer, what's life on campus, how do the students engage outside of their academics, and so on and so forth. And of course, I'll also take all the take the questions about the applications and admissions. And a little message that I'm sharing with you is that today is the Ganpati Visarjan, and you might hear some music in the background. So just try to, I mean, it's not out of my control, so I can't do much about it. But also on this occasion, Happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Maharashtra is very, very popular when we celebrate Ganpati festival, and today is the Visarjan day. So I am starting to share my screen. Is my screen visible? I'm guessing it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, all right. So first of all, I always start my session by explaining a little bit about why liberal education and also what is liberal education. Now, if you see this, the survey on your screen, this is a survey from National Association of Colleges and Employers. And it's very important for any higher education institute to understand what is it that the industry is asking for. And we've been observing at this survey for past maybe 10-12 years, and we've seen some amazing changes in the skills that have been jumping up and down in the last couple of surveys. For example, I very clearly remember that leadership was number 2, I think, in the previous survey, and now it's on number 6 or 7. And you see teamwork, problem solving are the top 2 skills that the industry wants their employees to have. Or, I mean, even if you're not an employee, you have your own, you're doing your own business. I mean, these are the skills that you must have to run, a successful career. So why am I talking about this? We know that these are the skills that people require, but fortunately, unfortunately, not many people, the programs that are offered in the conventional university, they don't put any emphasis or focus on teaching these skills through the curriculum. So when we're talking about the abilities that are cultivated in liberal education program at Flame University, we're talking about critical thinking, we're talking about, solving complex problems, leadership, resilience, working independently and collaboratively, communicating persuasively, being able to analyze effectively, and so on and so forth. So these are the kind of skills that we focus on when we deliver the program. And now, what I mean by deliver the program is the content and the pedagogy, both the way we deliver and what we deliver. So these are certain skills that get covered in the first year of Flame University. So what is Flame Liberal Education Experience? When you register or enroll to the student, you come to the first year. And in the first year, when we enroll students, we don't enroll them for a BA, BBA, BSc, or BDes directly, right? So these students, sorry, BDes, yes, but not the other degrees. The first year when you enroll, you just come to us as an undergraduate student. And in the first year, we're doing exploring. What are we doing in exploring? I'll be presenting in the following slides. The second year is more about immersive, where you declare your major minor, what major you want to study, what minor you want to study, and you immerse yourself in various experience in your second year. The third year is again, diving little more deeper with more solid concepts. And the fourth year is connect or immerse, which means that you actually get to apply those skills or understand where these skills you're going to, or knowledge and skill in which, how are you going to apply that in the industry. So it's a 3-year undergraduate program. And if you continue to do the fourth year, according to the National Education Policy, you automatically get an honors degree, right? Whatever, if I'm doing economics major, if I go leave the university at 3 years, I'm a major in economics. But if I continue for the fourth year, I'm economics honors, and this is as per the National Education Policy. Archit, if there's a question that comes up and you feel it has to be addressed immediately, you can just come in, because I'm not able to see the chat as of now, right? Okay, so the 3-year undergraduate program, this is the complete overview. We have 5 schools at the university: School of Liberal Education, School of Computing and Data Science, School of Business, School of Communication, and School of Design, Fine and Performing Arts. What do I mean by that? These are 5 faculties which offers various subjects within these schools. But when you apply to university, you can pick up, when you have to pick up one major and you have to pick up one minor to be able to get your degree, right? So that major and minor can be across these disciplines or across these faculty schools that I'm mentioning. The degrees we offer are BA, BSc, BBA, BBA Communication for a 3-year degree. When we talk about the fourth year, Bachelor's of Design automatically comes in, and all of these also continue with honors degree, right? We offer this part is really interesting, students. Okay, and this is something that parents and students, and especially the parents, are find it a little difficult to understand on why, how do the students get to access these 350 major minor combination? How do they pick them up, declare in the second year? So we offer 350 major and minor combination, which is a huge number. It's very, very overwhelming sometimes for students to be exposed to those many combinations. We also offer 3 interdisciplinary majors. Now, what's the difference between major, minor, and interdisciplinary major? Major, minor, you can pick up one subject as a major and another as a minor. If I have economics as a major, I have maybe 21 possible options as a minor. But when I do interdisciplinary major, which means it's a fixed combo kind of a thing, which means that I'm going to study computer science and design as an interdisciplinary major, or I'm going to take data science and economics as an interdisciplinary major, or I'm going to study design management as an interdisciplinary major. And any of these combinations, whether it's a major, minor, or interdisciplinary, if you come to the fourth year, your degree will automatically be an honors degree. So first year is all foundation courses. What are we doing in foundation courses? I'll share in a little bit. So basically, the idea of foundation year is that students, when they come, when they start their formal education, by formal education, I mean when they come to grade one, okay? The moment they come to grade one, they have been studying subjects that the school is offering, right? And the journey goes on and on till your grade 12. Grade 9, you may have some options. Some schools or some, schools do offer an option. Say, for example, you want to drop, uh, you can, pick up business or economics, or, some options are given. And similarly, in your grade 11, you have an option whether you have to pick up humanities, commerce, or sciences. So this is a typical combination that the students pick up in their school. But there's so many more things which are available, and students have never been given a choice to what they want to study. So in the foundation courses, we literally have 5 universes of knowledge, and every area will have many courses. I'm talking about different disciplines here. And a student has to pick up two from each of the courses to really explore and understand what a society really means. So this is basically, when we talk about this, it's basically the breadth of knowledge that we're talking about. Then in the second year, they have to declare a major and a minor. And we offer around 24 major minor combination, which, with 24 majors and minors. And we make these combinations one with another. We possibly have maybe 350 major minor combinations. What is experiential learning courses? Now, experiential learning is more immersive in nature, which means something that I'm learning in a classroom. While I'm in the university, I must be given an opportunity to apply that to my real life, right? So these are certain programs that the students do within their university time of 3 or 4 years. And then, of course, we have many value-added courses and open elective courses. Similarly, the fourth year program, now you see in this degree nomenclature, we have one more degree added here as Bachelors of Design. And this is, so Bachelors of Design is a 4-year degree as a mandatory requirement. So we have a separate application. If you're a design aspirant, you will, when you fill in your application, you will have to pick up Bachelors of Design. You can't do the regular liberal arts, liberal education, degree, and then say that after you've got an offer and you say, no, I want to do a bachelor's in design. That's not an option. So this is something that everybody will make a note. But within the other degrees like BA, BSc, or BBAs, you can pick up any major and do design as a minor. That option is there, and for which you do not have to make a separate application. So this is the 3 and a 4-year undergraduate degree program. Please let me know if my voice is really not clear, because I think there's a procession going through the lane, and this, it's disturbing me a lot. But I don't know if the voice is clear. Roshni or Archit, can you just give me a little idea if my voice is clear?
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
clear, ma'am.
It's clear?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So these are the 3 and 4 year degree overview. Now let's get into what are we doing in our first year. So here I often tell students that, everybody in India and around the world, the US education is very popular and aspirational, because it's been presented like that to the whole world, and also the quality of education. But not many people know that most of the university offer liberal education program, and we call them liberal arts and sciences, or liberal education, whatever you call it, but they do it. So for example, even if you're going there to study maybe let's just say a subject like maybe computer science, they'll probably tell you to take a course in psychology, sociology, or philosophy, or something in their first year. Why is it important? That's the second part. The first part is when I shared this slide, especially coming back to India context, the school population, and especially the day school, when you look at it, there if a school is, for example, in in Kanpur, in one particular area, the students coming there would be just maybe within 5, 10, 15, 20 kilometer radius. Okay. And they're pretty much aware about similar sort of environment they're coming from. But when you come to a university, those dynamics changes. It's a very, very diverse community. For example, at Flame University, we have more than 170 city represented, and these could be the metros and the tier 2, tier 3, as they're called. They could be anywhere, right? So when you come there, and if you compare maybe a 90% scholar or 80% scholar, I mean, I'm not judging the academic level right now, from maybe a Kanpur, or any smaller place, or maybe you compare it with an IB school from Mumbai or Bangalore or something. Both of them have performed well, or maybe equally in their academic transcripts. But do you really think they come back with the similar skill sets? There'll be a big difference. And that is why these fundamental skill development or the foundation core courses are very, very crucial for us. The program is going to be, the undergraduate program is rigorous, and hence we have to prepare our students and bring everybody on a same level field, number one. Number two, these are the skills which no curriculum is teaching, unfortunately, right? I mean, there may be some curriculum that have some inclusion of these, maybe couple of them, but they're not being formally introduced and taught in school. But these are very, very critical and important courses that every university student will require to be able to pursue their disciplines in a much, much better way. So, for example, academic writing, there's so much of writing required in the university, whether you, so this course probably will really enable student to think, write, from the academic perspective, what the universities at undergraduate and later on at postgraduate level will require. Critical reasoning. I've heard our professors talk that why this uh, course is so important, because I think today the students, when they do their research, or when they do their presentations, or when they have their discussions in the classroom, to ask the right question is a very, very important thing. Because normally you people ask very basic, simple questions which do not really make those conversation go deeper into the concept that you're trying to explore or understand. So critical reasoning, and this is a very, very important skill, and everybody takes it's a one term long course, it's a credit course. Similarly, all of these courses are taught to students in the first year, and all of these courses can be transferred to any discipline. I'm learning critical reasoning, academic writing, or public speaking, or ethics for that matter. I can apply all of these, whether I study psychology as major, whether do I film and television management, or I do computer science or data science. Anything I study, I'll be able to apply these skills to better my performance in my discipline. None of the, and this is by far, and we have a student present here. You may, when I call him on screen to share his experience, you can have these questions from Archit. It really transforms your thought process and the way you look at things because of these skills. So this is mandatory program for everybody. There's no choice in here. So this is something that everybody has to do in the first year. And along with that, every student, irrespective whether you're coming from humanities, commerce, or sciences, everyone has to take two courses from all of these areas of knowledge. Now, at this time, I often have some parents ask this question that, you know what, I'm very sure that my son or daughter is coming here to do a BBA and in finance, and maybe look at applied mathematics or economics as a minor, and they're fixed, like they selected that choice, and maybe that's their passion and interest. So why should he or she take up all of these courses? How does it help? So here again, if you are maybe if you land up doing finance, it is really important that you take some courses in maybe psychology or public policy or anthropology, archaeology, or any other program. It will enhance your knowledge of finance in a larger perspective in the society, rather than just knowing the formulas or knowing the definitions or just the core content of finance. So you draw a lot from psychology when you study finance, for example, right? And here I can also quote this book. I'm forgetting the name of the author. This is called Psychology of Money. Okay, if you read this book in just first few pages, there's a line that the author says that finance, unfortunately, is taught like physics, where there are equations and formulas, but it should be actually taught like history. What do you mean by that? Because finance is just not something that you have to be able to, if you understand the society and things around you better, you will be able to pick up some trend, something so quickly better than somebody else in your own area of industry. And that is where you become a better finance career person than somebody else who does not have that knowledge. Similarly, it basically allows you to understand society better. What happens here, whether maybe I'm a science student, I will have to pick up courses from humanities, maybe literature, history, philosophy, art history, anything, just two courses here. Similarly, I have to pick up two courses from social sciences, from fine and performing arts and global studies, and physical and natural sciences. So here you're also pushing your boundaries, because today everybody must be able to learn, unlearn, relearn. That is a skill that everybody will require now, because the change that's happening in the world is at such a fast pace. You can't be sure that, hey, you know what, I have done my degree and now I never need to learn anything else in my life again. You will have to keep doing that again. And this first year is a perfect real physical example of the students who are coming from different disciplines, learning other courses, and becoming better learners basically. Once you do this, how does it look like? So in the first year, apart from these 8 courses, you will pick up 10 courses, two from social sciences, two from humanities, two from physical and natural sciences, two from fine and performing arts, and two from global studies. Now, if you see a student A, B, C, they have all different courses. Can you imagine the environment, how dynamic it is at Flame University? That even if I'm a student A combination, I may have my roommate who's a student B in combination. So not only you actively learn and understand and explore, but passively also it becomes a very, very interesting ecosystem, where I always use this line that the environment becomes the third teacher, because of this very, very rich exposure that the students get. And guess what? Your transcript almost becomes as unique as you. You can pick up what you want to study. And this is something very, very unique to Flame University. After the first year, you have to declare a major and a minor. What does that look like? So in the second year, you'll have to declare a major and a minor. Uh, so if you see the degrees that are mentioned on the left and the subjects are mentioned on your right. On your right, you have about 26 subjects with three interdisciplinary combinations. So these are the subjects that you can study at Flame. And because you're an undergraduate student in your first year, your degree will become incidental depending on what major you choose. I'll give you an example here. I'm a finance enthusiast. I'll take finance as a major, but along with finance, I want to study environmental studies, okay, which is a brilliant combination, by the way. So my degree will be of a BBA. And if I take, for example, if I flip it, I study environmental studies as my major, but I still want to study finance as my minor. My degree will be of a BA. So this is a beautiful, combination that Flame University offers, and students can literally pick up any subject with any minor, and then the degree becomes incidental. Similarly, the fourth year is these are the certain subjects that we offer in the fourth year. Uh, and if you go back to the third year, if you continue this one, the same combination for the fourth year, your degree will become of an honors degree. This is a very, very interesting chart. Students really like, looking at the numbers that we've put in here. For example, I'm taking maybe entrepreneurship as a major at number 5. There are 17 possible minors that I can study with entrepreneurship. Or for example, if I take communication studies, I can take 18 possible minors. If I study public policy or psychology, I have 21 possible minors. So for example, the first one on your list, finance, is a major. Along with finance, what are the minors we offer? Applied mathematics, public policy, psychology, advertising and branding, digital marketing and communication, film and television management, journalism, environmental studies, computer science, international studies, sociology, economics, philosophy, dance, music, theater and performance studies, or design. So these are the 17 possible minors. Now, if you look at this and just imagine if we asked you to fill up a form on the very first day of your university and say that, hey, you know what, please declare your major minor. Now, I know that I want to study finance, but I don't know what minor I want to do, right? So the program that we offer, sorry, I'll just go back. Here you can see, right? So if I want to study finance as a major, there's so many possible minors available. How am I going to select, right? So in the first year, when you do these courses here, now maybe somebody's taken principles of economics or somebody's taken principles of management, and this is just an incidental list again. So under social sciences, there are some maybe 14 to 18 courses which are available across some disciplines. So it really helps you to understand, why do I want to study applied mathematics or public policy with finance? So in the first year, you pick up course of finance, you take a course of public policy, you take anything. So you have to take 10 courses across. And after really studying them in a classroom with the professor, then you declare what major or minor you want to study, right? So this is how you declare your major minor in the first year, after the first year. Now, even within the programs, for example, if you want to, if you are maybe a student who selected maybe finance as your major, 60% of your coursework as a finance major in your other, amongst your peers, your curriculum will be same. And you still have a scope to pick up a course that you want to learn vis-a-vis what it is. It's not forced upon you. So for example, I may take up course in banking and insurance. Maybe you want to take a course in investment analysis. So here also you will have a choice to pick up a course that interests you more. Okay, now this was about the undergraduate program for BA, BBA, BSc, and now I'm talking about Bachelors of Design. We've recently launched this degree from this year, and we have some students who've taken Bachelor of Design for in 2023. What does this degree look like? So we offer a major in experience design. And you can pick up a minor across these 5 options, which is psychology, literary and cultural studies, marketing, business analytics, and entrepreneurship, right? So you'll also have similar experience like the other liberal education you undergraduate students, where in your first year, you will be able to pick up so many foundation courses that I shared earlier. And also, there's a vertical within the design school called as professional practices, where during the 4-year undergraduate program, They'll be doing some 24 master classes and workshops depending on what is really required to be part of the curriculum. What are the changes, the trends in the industry, what's happening anywhere around the globe, international speakers, international university professors coming in. So all of this will be, the students will be exposed to um, those areas as well. Now, looking at, if I have to just describe what is design at Flame and how is it different. Normally, if you go to a design school, people ask you for selecting whether you want to become a product designer, or a graphic designer, or UI UX, and all of these areas. Here at Flame University, we offer major in experience design, which means that even a service is an experience, right? So that is, how do you learn things about that? So these three very important pillars to design anything, whether it's a product, product, service, or graphic, or UI UX, or any of these areas, you have to be very cognizant of three areas of knowledge. You should understand human behavior. You should be aware of business dynamic in the research or product or anything that any design that you're creating. And you should be aware about technology. And these are the three pillars of the program that we offer at Flame. And this is what makes us unique than any other design university in the country. What are you studying in the first year? Your focus areas are holistic liberal education overviews. In second year, critical thinkers, storytellers, makers and doers. In the third year, collaboration, agile working, human society, technology integration, and strategists. In the fourth year, system thinkers, leadership, applied and reflective practitioners. What are the competencies you're learning? I mean, it's all of this information is on the website, but if I have to just pick a few, you learn about creative confidence, system viewpoint, business and marketing understanding, society understanding, quantitative and qualitative reasoning, tech literacy, prototypes and experiments, analysis and synthesis of data, verbal written communication, and a whole lot of things. What do you study here? In technology, these are the courses every student would be doing. In business, humanities, and design. Now, talking of design, communication design, sketching and prototyping, advanced design methods, information design. Then you have business design, systematic thinking. I mean, ML and AI, data analytics, technology performance, and something very interesting here. You don't have to be a science background student or a only humanities background student to do the design at the university. Now, talking about experiential learning. So I think few people have some questions. Please make a note of it. I'll be taking them towards the end. It's just a little bit of the program information that I have to share with you. And then we can take the questions before I take the questions for the, before I start about the applications and admissions. Experiential learning is something which is very, very dear and very closely woven, integrated within the program, and also is again a USP of the liberal education that is offered at Flame University. In the first year, when you finish your first year, every student has to take up an internship where we social immersion, as we call, developmental activity program. So this is basically a student must value some social responsibility while working with an NGO. And we absolutely believe that everybody in this world does care about something, but just that we take a long time to really understand, find what do we care about, what is one area in this society that I would want to contribute apart from my career goals. So this is something really interesting. You may care about education, old age, environment, anything that's close to you, and then work with that kind of NGO during the summer. And it's a serious internship. You have Viva and your interviews happening after this. You have an industry mentor, you have a faculty mentor, and students are able to add a lot of value to there, and a lot of sense of achievement our students feel after this program. And some of them are so passionate, they really get connected with those NGO for life. I mean, it's not that after just the summer immersion, you break your ties with that particular NGO. The second program that we offered is Discover India program. That's our flagship program. This is basically your immersion into more historical and cultural aspects of the country. The students undertake, group research project, and it lasts for about 5 to 7 months when you're in the second year. You do primary, secondary research, you go on the ground and do the research. And all of these things give you a very, very different kind of experience, because again, what you've learned in your class now is your chance to apply it. Just imagine somebody doing a research on a topic, and there are maybe 10, 12 students from maybe 5, 6 different disciplines, and maybe studying 10 different subjects. Just imagine the dynamic of that group when they really start getting into that research. And we have some amazing videos of our Discover India program on our YouTube channel. I'll ask Archit to share the link in the chat, and students must definitely watch it. And here I often give this example of, one particular project. I think it's called Kahani Ghat Ki, Ghat Ki, where, in Banaras, one side of the river bank is, holds these auspicious ceremonies like, the childbirth, the havans and pujas. And the other side, you're actually, cremating the bodies. And how the society on just across the banks is so different, and what is the psychology of people, how are they received in the society, and how their lives are so different. So this was an amazing project done by the students. This is just one example. There are more than 100 such Discover India program uh, videos and research work that the university has. And it is also again very, very interesting for students to learn so much from here, and they really, some of them have really changed their views of the world after this project. Summer internship program, like it suggests, it's a professional immersion. If I'm studying journalism now, after the second year, I've learned enough info, gathered some knowledge in my discipline. Now I need to work in the industry, in the same industry, to be able to experience what is the industry trend and how am I liking that job. And it helps in two ways, because you've done this in second year, end of second year. So when you come back to third year, you can understand that, these are certain skills that I'm not maybe good at, or this is something I'm really good at. And then maybe take some different kind of courses in your third year to build up on those skills. Then the last one is interdisciplinary major project. This is for the students who choose to study the fourth year. And then this again is more of, the discipline that I'm studying. Now you really dive deep, and this is not a group project. This is your individual project. And students who take a fourth year, essentially it's mandatory for them. So here, I'm going to just, take some questions here. Archit, you want to moderate these questions for me?
Sure, ma'am. Just give me a minute.
Yeah. So all the admission related, don't pick them up right now. We'll just the program related, I'd like to take. Okay, they're mostly admission related. We'll take all of these. Does Flame offer a double major? You can take double majors, but then the fourth year, when you move to the fourth year, you can major your minor. The dean does not really encourage people to do double majors in the first 3 years, because the curriculum is very rigorous. And but still, if you insist, you must have your academic bandwidth to handle those courses. and be able to convince the dean, and then you can do it. I think they're all finance is under which subject group? Humanities? No, it's social sciences. So finance, okay. So finance is a degree that's offered as a BBA. Is BSc Economics offered at Flame? No, it's BA Economics. And by the way, UGC says economics must be at an undergraduate level, must be offered as a art, not as a science. Though the content would be similar, by the way, there's no difference in the content. Just some people, some universities use the degree as a different degree.
Ma'am, there's a question asking, can they change their choices midway?
Yes, not midway, but then in the beginning of the second year, there are students every year who change their major minor or swap their minor and major. So you just have to apply to the dean's office, and you should have, for example, if you want to take a completely new subject, and for example, you never took those courses, even in your first year, those, 10 courses that you studied, then the answer is no, because then you'll not have time to, come at par with other students who would have taken so many courses in that particular subject at the same time. But in the first term, students do switch, and I'm aware about that. It is possible. Any other question?
Yes, ma'am. There's a question asking, can we take a double major along with a minor?
No, you just can take one major and one minor. But I understand what you're saying. You can take an open elective besides your major and minor. You can pick up a subject. For example, you're doing economics and finance, but you want to learn coding. You can take an open elective in computer science for coding.
There is a question asking, is the fourth year honors different from the fourth year of Bachelor's of Design?
Sorry, fourth year?
The fourth year honors is different from the fourth year of Bachelor of Design.
I didn't understand the question, Arjit.
I think they're asking about the contrast between the BDAS degree and a normal fourth year honors degree.
Okay, so I'll just give you a little backstory. When Flame started way back in 2007, as a liberal education university, we used to offer a four-year degree program flat for all the subjects that you see in the BA, BBA section, all of these. But then UGC did not accept back then to have a four-year undergraduate degree like in the US. Probably here they did not allow in India. You can't study 4 years economics. You can study law for 5 years or engineering for 4 years, but this was not allowed. So we squeezed our curriculum in 3 years. And then fourth year, we started offering as a Flame Scholars program. So now the difference between 3 and 4, which is your question, Bachelor's of Design, for example, at Flame is a mandatory 4-year degree program because of the nature of the subject. But if you're studying economics, journalism, finance, public policy, or any of those subjects, 24 subjects that we offer, with all of those subjects, you have an exit option after 3 saying that I'm major in journalism and minor in business, right? But if I continue for fourth year, I become journalism honors with minor in whatever my choice is. And at that time, I can also double my major. So that's what we do. I hope I answered the question, but you can put your question again if it was any different.
Now there are a few questions requesting on insights on the Bachelor's BSc Computer Science plus Design major.
Okay. So just a second. So if you look at, if you go onto our website and go on to major minor combinations, so I'll explain the difference. So I won't be able to get deeper into what you study in those subjects because it'll be very technical. But what you do in interdisciplinary majors, for example, you're doing a computer science and design. So that's the combination you do. You can't pick up anything else. But if you're doing a computer science major, there are some 7 options that we give. Okay, I don't know how to just go back on this. So if you look at this chart here, if you're doing a computer science major, okay, you can do a minor in finance, marketing, operation, business analytics, entrepreneurship, applied mathematics, public policy, and psychology. So these are the minors that we offer. What goes into the program? It's a very, very extensive, detailed curriculum and the courses that we offer. And all of it is on the website. You have to go on to Flame University, flame.edu.org, go to academics, select undergraduate program, and then select your subject, and you'll have a whole lot of description. Computer science and psychology, what will you study? Computer science, what will you study? All of those details are there. Anything else?
Ma'am, there's a question asking if seats are limited and competitive when declaring majors.
Uh, okay, for declaring major. So it is normally, when you're doing your form application, we give you an option of selecting a BA, BB, or a BSc. So in the first year, we do have a basic idea of what the trend is of that particular cohort, and also from understanding our own past years experience. So if there's a combination which is extremely popular, uh, I haven't heard anyone yet who's not got the major minor combination that they wanted. But I can definitely please leave your, email ID and in your chat box, and with your question, I'll definitely get back to you, because I don't want to false promise, but I haven't heard anyone yet. I know that if there's a major minor combination, very unique, for example, you study finance with maybe theater, may not be a very popular one. And if there are just two students there, maybe that won't be offered. But if there's seven students above, any combination is offered. Sorry about the background music, serious. I mean, I never expected that we'll be facing this challenge in the evening, but here we are. I hope my voice is clear, right?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
It's clear, right? Okay, because I can't hear what I'm saying. It's too noisy here. So yeah, let's jump to admissions. All questions about admissions. Um, okay, so are there any students here from grade 9, 10, 11? If you can just, you know, just put your grade in the chat. If you're a 9, 10, 11. Okay. Okay, so we do have grade 11 students, but very few. Majorly, they're 12. Okay. Okay, 12th, 9th also. Okay, great. Anyways, so we have all of them basically, right? So this is a program for grade 9, 10, 11. We call it summer immersion program. And like in the West, you have these summer programs or summer schools as they call it. We've been doing this for almost a decade now. What is the purpose? The purpose is to build your profile, number one. But more than that, get some clarity, because so many schools have career counselors, and you have sessions with them. You get amazing information from them, and so much information. And sometimes you're not able to process it, or maybe visualize what it really looks like. This is exactly to clear that confusion away, where you come to the university, spend 10 days on campus, take up courses in so many different disciplines, and then also understand, and this is totally no assessments. We don't have exams or assessments for this program. You might get an assignment or for some subjects, but there's no assessments. So students really enjoy studying, exploring different subjects, and make connection with professors, understand the rigor of a university life. So these applications also will be open very soon. And if you go onto the website, you have to look for summer immersion program and not summer school. Summer school is for the undergraduate students of other universities and come and do credit programs at the university. It's not for the high school students. For high school students, we call it summer immersion program. Now we talk about when you're in the university, you also have an exposure to international global collaborations. We are, we have partnerships with these university, Wellesley, Amherst, Babson, Yale, Indiana, Kelly, Boston University, and so many others. Seanspo, Finance Management, Library of Mistakes, Wage Indicator. These are associations. So we have collaboration with these where students do get to go to these university and study a semester abroad. Now, does everybody go? No, you have to apply for it. You have to apply to the dean's office, and it's on the selection basis of your academic performance and the acceptance by the other university. But once you get accepted, you do not have to pay the fee for that semester. You just go do the semester, and those credits get exchanged back to your FLAME credits. Students participate in international conferences and research projects. The faculty at Flame University is comes with very international and exposure themselves. Um, these are all information on the website. For example, Dr. Juhi Siddharth is PhD from University of Cambridge, Maya Dodd from Stanford, Dr. Serene from Brown University, Sriparna from Brown again, and this gives you an international exposure right within your university. The campus is gorgeous. I'm going to jump to the application. This is some of the places where the Flame University students are working. These are some of the universities where our students go for post-graduation. Now you see whether the top ones, the London School of Economics, Oxford, or, Columbia or Harvard. There are a lot of universities which are on the list. These are some of our students who've been successfully working in maybe, some foreign policy think tanks, not modeling United Nations, the United Nations. They're, business oriented, some of them who have their own startups. Coming to admissions. So the application portal is going to be open on the 1st of October. You are the first audience to know about it. We'll be declaring it all on the social media very soon, or we may have done it maybe today. The very first thing is to complete your application. Once you complete your application is divided in two parts. First part is just filling up your information, your personal and academic information. Then we ask you to pay 2,000 rupees as an application fee. After that, you upload your documents on the portal, which your academic documents, your personal documents such as your passport or Aadhaar, your date of birth. Once you've submitted these documents, you also update the documents such as your, the academic documents I mentioned, but even some interesting things that you've done which enhances your application, okay? Those kind of documents. Then you write your statement of purpose and then you submit your application. Once you've done that, on your registered email, please here make a note, do not use your school email ID because by the time the admissions and some important information is coming to you, you may not be accessing that particular email maybe, so use your personal email ID. You'll be explained all about the Flame entrance aptitude test. It's everything is online. You appear for your aptitude test, you give your interview, and then the result is declared in 2 weeks. So what happens here? So there are 4 sections in your aptitude test: verbal ability, reasoning, quantitative, general knowledge. After you finish this the duration is 120 minutes. After that, you also get a chance. You'll be given a queue where you have to write an on the spot essay. What is on the spot essay? We want to know your perspective of life. We want to know your opinions about a topic that we're giving. We're not expecting very diplomatic views, and we're not judging you on your views either. So in 20 minutes, you have to write about 250 words. And then after that, your feat is over. And then again on your email, you will get a time and your link to come onto the personal interview with the faculty. What do you need? I'm not going to go into all those details. That the mails that when you get, they'll be very, very descriptive. What is FDAT? People who are going to apply for the aptitude test. The aptitude test at Flame Design Aptitude Test will be of 180 minutes, part 1, 60 minutes, and then part 2 again 60 minutes. And then it will be also followed by your panel interview. We do have what goes into these the FDAT is the first part is pretty much similar like the other one, like aptitude test, but the part 2 has more of imaginative sketching. You don't have to be a perfect person to draw, but you should be able to create a concept by whatever tools that you're using. Object sketching, problem solving, and situational analysis. And people who are design enthusiasts, they know that these are the basics of any aptitude test and design. If you've taken a UCED, NID, NIFT, you do not have to take FDAT. We'll directly take you for our interview and essay. Similarly, in the previous slide, people who are taking the feat, if they have ACT and SAT scores, they do not have to take feat. They can just take our essay and personal interview. So yeah, so we have scholarships. Then when you get an offer, if you are a merit student, you will get a offer letter along with the scholarship. If you're a student who got a scholarship, who got an offer, but you're unable to afford the fee structure, you can apply for financial aid. And then we're going to ask you for some documents like your parents' ITR and all those things. If you have a special talent, there is a special scholarship. What is a special talent? Ideally, in basic buckets, if I have to put, maybe you're a state level, national level, international level player, or maybe you're a performer at maybe different world stages, or you've done something exceptionally well, you can apply for a scholarship there. People who have taken SATs and their score is above 1400, and if their parents' annual income is less than I think 8-9 lakh rupees, and this is a college board policy, not ours. You can apply to college board, and they tell us, and then you get a scholarship. This is the fee structure for 2024. About 10 lakh 45,000 total annual expense, no hidden cost here. Your program fee is 7,95,000, lodging and boarding 180, other fees, some some extra maybe caution money and all, and then total is 10,45,000. Now this 10,45,000 is paid in 2 or 3 installments. This includes everything that you require to be on the campus, including your resources, the books, the libraries, the facilities, the sports, everything that is on the campus. The fee in the first year and second year is same. Third year, by the time you come in third year, the fee will be maybe 5% more than what it is now. This is our application cycles for this year. We are running typically 5 rounds. Early decision, 3rd December is your deadline. Online cycle 1, 7th of January, cycle 2, 4th of February, 31st March, and the last one, 5th of May. Now, all of those students who are national curriculum student, by that I mean CBSE, ICSE, any state boards, please make sure that you apply in your December or your Jan round, because by the time Feb, March, you're having your board exam. May, by the time you come to May, this is your last round. There may be lesser possibility of you even getting a spot. And I always advise all those people who have Flame in their list and they're the national curriculum student, please apply in your December Jan cycle. Even Feb cycle is doable, but you have to be confident enough that, okay, you'll be able to take out maybe 4 hours for your aptitude test and your interview, like, that much of time. You'll be able to 2 hours for your for your feet, then maybe half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours for your interview. It will not be a 2 hour interview, but then you have to be prepared for it. So make sure, keep that in your mind before you do this. And if you see, we've also given our aptitude test dates, feet and FDAT both. So between second to third, you will be having your feet. So see here, the trick is 3rd December is the deadline. You can apply till 3rd December, and if you apply on the 3rd at 12 o'clock, your aptitude test, you can only take on 4th and 5th, 2 days left. But if you finished maybe a week before, you can also take your aptitude test on the 2nd and 3rd, which is a Saturday, Sunday. So you have to look at these little minute details very carefully. And of course, once you apply, we will also be reminding you of all of these areas. Okay, so these are some things that we keep on doing. All the students who are interested in understanding the business of media and the creative aspect of media, careers with media and entertainment, Professor Ranga Raju is doing a master class on 30th of September between 3 to 4 p.m. I'll request Roshni to share the link to register with everybody in the meeting here today. And if you're interested, please join this. You'll also get a letter of participation, which helps you to build your application profile better, because as a university, you see that, okay, you've already started engaging in understanding and knowing the universities and career aspects little more than maybe somebody who's not doing. You can also chat with our student ambassadors. Go onto the website and register yourself. And there's some student ambassadors who you can talk to and ask all your questions anytime. You can book a campus tour if you book a campus tour on the website. The link is, I'll ask Archit to share the link as well here of both the things. So here the thing is, and I'll stop sharing here. And Archit, let's take the questions. I know there are a lot of questions students have.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. There's so many questions. Is there an undergraduate degree available in clinical psychology? So psychology is offered as you can take courses in the behavioral psychology, which becomes a clinical psychology. But then the degree is not called clinical psychology. It will be a BA degree, BA psychology degree. So Archit, I want you to take the questions, because I think that will be better.
Sure, ma'am. So there is a question asking, would my application be considered in a special way if I decide to go for the early decision round? How well would it increase my chances of getting selected?
Very good question. So when we start, so there's no special benefit of any cycle. Each cycle holds important. I mean, it's same for us when we're viewing any of these cycles during our selection process. But what is early decision? The benefit of early decision. Number one, you have to join a university after school, right? So why we encourage early decision is because, number one, I never mentioned it anywhere, we do not need your grade 12 marks during the application and selection process. Early decision is beneficial for you because you are a board student and you have exams to give. Feb, March onward, you have a different kind of mindset, and very seriously preparing about your examination. Stress levels are high, anxiety is there. So if you take up early decision, it is good for you, because in January you'll have an offer letter before you even thinking of giving your board exams. So that's the advantage of the early decision, and nothing beyond that. All the application rounds are equally important to us, but early rounds, we do get some interesting applications, good students, serious students. So we look at the first three rounds very seriously, and the rest ones we also look at them very carefully. But the numbers of applications are so many. I mean, it's a huge pool of applications. So obviously, when there's a larger pool, then your probability becomes less. So in that context, yes, the early application rounds are advised if you're interested in the university. Next question.
Ma'am, there are actually a handful of questions that are asking something along the lines of if they have taken a certain stream in their 11th and 12th, can
Hmm.
they pivot during college? For example, someone wants to take econ but has not had maths and was in humanities in their 12th grade.
Yes. So anything that you study in when you pick a subject in Flame University, you can actually pick up. Just one second, please. I will just, yeah. So when you pick up a major and a minor at university, most of them are subject agnostic, which means I have not studied psychology, I can study psychology. I have not studied business, I can study business. I've not taken computer science in my 11th and 12th, I can do computer science. But does that mean that the thing is that in the subjects, the degrees that mention the BSc, for example, computer science, data science and economics, applied mathematics, for these you must have mathematics in your 11th and 12th. Rest everything, they're all subject agnostic. You want to study finance, you don't have mathematics. You want to study economics, you don't have mathematics. That's not a challenge, because in the first year when you come here, you can pick up math courses in your physical and natural sciences. You can pick up those courses in the first year and bridge the gap. So these are, bridge courses or foundation courses, as we call. Next question.
Will the summer immersion program give me an advantage during admissions?
It'll give you an advantage to understand the university better, and definitely it adds to your profile. So you will have an advantage for sure. Arshit, let's take them faster. I can see so many comments. I'm getting a little lost.
There are questions specifically asking about details of like the length of passage and stuff for the um, exam.
Sorry, come again for the aptitude test?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the question?
The length of the essay, the number of essays
So
during the
I did
exam.
mention that 20 minutes you'll get for your essay, and you have to write about 250 words. If you're talking about the statement of purpose in your application, then we expect you to write at least 600 words, maybe 150 to 200 words in all the three cues that we give. The statement of purpose will have three questions. You have to answer them in maybe 150 words each. So that's the essay there. And the on the spot essay, we give you 22 minutes, 20 minutes to write 250 words. For feet, you have 120 minutes. For FDAT, it's 180 minutes. Interview depends, maybe 10-15 minutes, not more than that. What are the common topics for the spot essay? So here I'll request Roshni to please put in those sample FTAT and FEET link, so that the students, I think most of their questions, they'll be able to understand the type of aptitude test that we have. They'll have an idea of what preparations they must have. What is the difficulty level of FTAT? So if you've done your math in your grade 10, if you are a student who's creative, who's somebody who has those kind of design aptitude, it's not difficult, and we'll share the sample paper with you. What is the average GPA and SAT for accepted students we're looking at? So anybody below 1350 SAT score, we do advise them to take our Flame entrance aptitude test.
Ma'am, there is a question asking us to contrast Ashoka University to Flame University.
Contrast? Okay, to compare both the universities are really brilliant. Flame, if you don't know about this, Flame it's an acronym, stands for Flame It's the Foundation for Liberal and Management Education. So Flame has, if you want to study business, finance, economics, entrepreneurship, uh, and public policy, these kind of subjects, literary and cultural studies unique to us. So these kind of subjects, then Flame has a very strong arm in this. But should you be wanting to pursue a pure science, for example, physics, chemistry, bio, then maybe that Flame is not the right place. If you compare in faculty, we have very dynamic faculties, both the universities. I would say I can't comment. It becomes little um, challenging to really compare two very brilliant institution. We do have slight differences, which I just mentioned.
Now, there is a question requesting the criteria to be eligible for a need-based scholarship.
For need-based scholarship, your parents' annual income will be checked by the committee, which should be below a certain, I think, below 8-10 lakh rupees. And but to apply for that scholarship, you should have offer from us. If you do not have an offer, then it you can't apply, obviously, right? But after you've got an offer, you can apply.
There is also a question asking if someone is not able to make it into Flame during their first attempt, can they reapply?
Yes, you can apply one more time. So every student can apply one more time. But then, you can't apply for a BBA or a BA, BSc, I mean the UG application, and then say you want to do BDES. For the application for BDES is a separate application, and you can just, once you start your application, you can pick your degree and then fill it up. And there also, I think you can attempt twice.
There is a question asking how long after FEET will the results be announced?
2 weeks. I think I've mentioned all of these. Please, students, ask questions which I have not spoken about, please, so that we can cover maximum information here. I have a student saying that what is the procedure of eligibility criteria for NRI students. So any application coming to us is treated in the same way, whether it is NRI or Indian, whether it's international board or an Indian board. The fee structure is also same for everyone.
There is a question asking after getting the offer letter, how soon do you have to confirm?
So we typically give a month and a half, I think, to every cycle. We give a month because this is on a rolling principle, right? So the first offer, if you've not accepted, then we're going to offer that place to somebody in the second cycle. So you have to apply, accept that. But also that there are people I know, who did not accept the offer in time, but then later on came up and said that they really want to do it. And if that becomes the case with you, you have to reapply. That is not an option with you. So when you get an offer, there's a date to, you have to adhere to the dates that are given. Yes, there is a refund policy. You should be talking about that once if somebody has accepted the offer and later on you feel that you're not able to pursue at the university, you can apply to the admissions office for a refund. And I think we just take about 5% handling charge, and the rest of the money, or maybe 10,000 of the total thing is deducted, and rest, all the money is returned. So be careful on your choices in that sense.
I'm sorry, a lot of the questions are repeating. Just
Yeah.
give me.
Okay. Maybe somebody, because there's a big list. If it's a different question, can you repost so that we reading the latest one? Is it better to study psychology from India or abroad? Honest opinion, please, shyly. So I cannot say about other universities, but if I have to vouch for Flame University, it is a very, very dynamic and competitive program that we offer at Flame University. So I do not compare it different to a psychology program abroad, and I'm very sure of and honest about what I'm saying. And if you still have certain questions and doubts, you must definitely book a campus visit and meet the this Department of Psychology. And it's actually one of our very popular program. Do district winners in sports competition also get scholarship? Uh, this may not get you big scholarship. It may get you very small scholarship, maybe. How do we prepare for feet? We'll share a sample paper. All we need is that you should not join any coaching center, please, for preparing for feet. It is an aptitude test. You must have basic knowledge of your mathematics till your grade 10, and you should have good command over language to be able to express your thoughts and be aware about some basic happenings around the world in terms of just general knowledge. But is it a general knowledge test like a typical UPSC sort of a thing? No, it'll be something where will be you have some context, and you have to uh, um, give your views about it. Minimum score for IB students. Is this a question? Okay, where did I read this? Okay, minimum score for IB students to get in flame. Anybody above 32, 33 is a good candidate. But we've had in the past where we've not given an offer to even a 35. So please understand, when I was talking about the application and the aptitude test, the selection process is based on your academic achievement, based on your aptitude test, based on your interview, based on the profile that you've shared with us in terms of your all the activities and things that you've been doing in your school life. Minimum percentage in grade 12. So, Akanksha, there is minimum percentage. If I have to tell you honestly, you have to pass basically to get to a university. But does it get you an admission? That's a challenge. So, minimum percentage for any national curriculum, and I'll be very honest in saying, above 75%, you hold a chance. But will you get it? I'm not very certain, because it again depends on the kind of applications we get, and the kind of applications we get is it is making selection process a little more competitive nowadays, right? So anybody about 85% is a good student for us, I would say, in general.
Ma'am, there's a question asking, will the entire process be conducted online?
Everything is online. Roshni, do you want to share uh, um, the what all anything else somebody has asked where we can what we can share over here with the students?
So, ma'am, I've shared the sample paper links. I've shared major minor combination list. I've shared the application procedure link as well. And I've also shared the FAQs. So if they have any other questions, they can go back there.
Please go through the FAQs. I think all your questions are answered there. Definitely do that. And we are 22 minutes over time, and there are still maybe 160, 70 students, people here. What if IB student has a diploma but hasn't had a score above 30? You can still apply and have a chance to do it. Believe me, there are students who've gotten in, so I'm not discouraging you at all. But what I'm saying is, even if you may not have been academically scoring a certain thing, but you have to have certain other advantages to your side, and still get an offer. We normally every year we get a call from some school counselor where they'll say that you've given admission to a 35 and you've not given admission to a 39, or you've given admission to a 32 points and not given to 35 points. All of these kind of things happen. So please do not underestimate or just depend only on the academic score. Academic score has to be decent, but that's not the only criteria, I would say. Do you look at grades of 10th and 11th marks? Yes, that is the only thing we look at. 12th will come later. I'm looking at your grade 10 and 11. So yeah, these are important grades for us. Does IB certificate work? No, Darsh. We do not accept IB certificate or the career program, IBCP as they call. We take only the diploma. Um, for example, you have a predicted score of maybe 35 and we give you an offer, but after your diploma, you get a 32. We'll not cancel your admission. But if you do not get a diploma, then we will take the offer back. What would be the possible grades needed in Cambridge A levels to get in admission? So we do have an eligibility list of Cambridge mentioned on our website. Roshni, can you please share the eligibility? But then let me tell you, here we need 5 subjects. You must have English at 1 at O level and 3 at A level. You must have grades in ABCs. But if you have lesser grade, you can still apply exactly same thing that I told for IB. Here, you may have not gotten an ABC. You may be having a B, C, D or something. Then you can still apply, do better in the aptitude test, do better in the interview. And, the admissions office does consider students if they're convincing. What if my academics are average but extracurricular touches international tournaments? Please apply, Ganesh, for sure. Because we're looking at a very holistic approach to our admissions and the students that we are getting on campus. Do
Ma'am,
people fail in FEET exams? Yes, they do.
there is a question asking about the weight of letters of recommendation.
Okay, so typically we do appreciate a letter of recommendation. You can have either 1 or 2 letters, definitely maybe from a subject teacher and maybe 1 from your counselor or maybe both from your subject teachers.
There's a question asking about applicants who have taken a gap year before applying.
That's not a problem to us at all. So far you can just maybe I'm sure if you've taken a gap year, there has to be a reason. Maybe sometimes it's a good thing that you were invested in something of something you're passionate about, or sometimes people do have some crisis. Whatever the case may be, either one, uh, just express that in your interview and application. 98% a good predicted score for flame. Yes, it is awesome. Anonymous, it is awesome. Okay. Will predicted score for class 12 be needed? Yes. If your school is giving predicted score, please make your application interesting. Whatever you're getting, maximum things you can get, do put them up, because it will work to your advantage versus somebody who doesn't have. If you're giving, you definitely will be given, you're giving more information about yourself. Yes, Purni, we do consider gap year students with genuine reason. These are your choices. And these days, by the way, a lot of students do take a gap year. If we have scored above 1400 SAT and still give FEET, but the score is that, would it affect? So if it's 1400, we'll tell you not to take the FEET. Why should you do that? Then you'll be just doing, that's for Ananya's question. You'll be just giving your on-the-spot essay and interview. Grade 10, 11 marks are mandatory for you to apply in your application. I'm currently preparing for NEET, but I was thinking to pursue BBA courses as my second option. So would you suggest to fill application form in December? Yes, please do. That's for Vedant. If I want to do major in psychology and minor in design, do I still have to give design aptitude test? No, not then. Only if you're applying for bachelor's of design, then you give, Flame design aptitude test. LOR from sports coach, absolutely good. What are the companies coming for the campus recruitment for BBA? There are a lot of companies. We've updated our website on that, Pranav. I don't remember everything just offhand, but I know students get placed in fantastic companies every year. What is the difference between your grade 10th and 11th score? For example, I got 96 in 10th and 75 in. Does it look bad on my application? Yes, it does. But then you should be able to do well in your aptitude test and interview. So this is not, we're not saying that this is bad, but it does say something, right? From 96 to 75 is a big dip. Was it just 5%, 4%? Then you understand, because you're in the same system. Maybe if you change the school or you change the board, then we do look at it not as a bad thing, because obviously, the reasons are very clear. CUET marks we don't consider as of now. Yes, there are many companies coming for campus placements. What is your ideal student? Hunar Bedi. So the ideal student is somebody who is ready to explore and learn about different disciplines, has an understanding and can apply interdisciplinary approach to solving a problem, is a good communicator. So that's a typical student that is very curious. So we're looking at curious students who communicate well, people who are open to learning new things. That's something really, really important to us. So from October 1st to December, applications are all counted as early decision. Thanks, Ananya, for asking this question. So the moment the application portal is open, at the time of filling the application, there'll be a column where you choose your application cycle. You can choose October, or you can choose online application 1 in January or February, or you want to take a risk of selecting the last round, or strategically plan to apply for the last round in May. You can do that. But if you do not appear in that round, you have to reapply, or you have to get back to us much before the deadline and say and request to us that, you know what, I applied in January cycle, but I feel that this is happening, and then can you move it to Feb? We'll do that. How are the students placed for internships? Yes, Prerna, we have a cell called placement cell, and it works very, very diligently, putting all the students for the internships, not only the social internship, but also the industry internship. So great. I'll just take last few questions, Archit. Okay, I'm looking at the chat, by the way, also along with the Q&As. And what will be taken as a predicted score, whatever your school is giving, because that's something the school has to give. What do we accept? It just gives us an understanding of your what kind of marks are you expecting, and if it's too low or too high, I mean, it just gives us a sense of what kind of a student you are, and will you be, because let me tell you why am I saying these things, because Flame does have a academic rigor, by the way, right?
Ma'am, there's a question Akansha is asking. Do you need a portfolio for design course?
Okay, so if you have a portfolio, we will be viewing the portfolio, but it is not a mandatory requirement. But if you already have, so what we don't appreciate is if your school is helping you to make a portfolio, we love that. But if you're going to some coaching centers and making a portfolio, that may not be a great idea. So yes, portfolio will add value, but it is not mandatory. And in the past, people without portfolio have been admitted for BDES. Student teacher ratio at Flame University is 1:11. Any other questions that I'm missing?
Rest are similar kind of questions, ma'am, that
Okay.
you've already answered.
Perfect. So I think I will thank you so much, everyone. We'll be sharing this recording to all the people who've registered. Should you want to have a look at it again? And okay, I just saw this pop up from Priya again. Is it first come, first serve basis in the early decision? No, it's not. There's nothing like that. But like I said, if you apply in the early decision, it's to your advantage that you are giving the test at the right time. So I thank everyone here today for joining us. And I wish all of you very best, and do not take much stress. Work towards your board exams. Everybody has to do it very, very carefully and seriously. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, everyone.